As of June 14, 2013, the good people of Texas no longer need to worry about the classic, controversial oppression of its Christian students. Do you remember all the reports released about Texan teachers being sentenced to serve jail time or had lawsuits filed against them for saying Merry Christmas to their students? Yeah, neither does anyone else, but that didn't stop the Texas government from passing a bill to assure that you can say Merry Christmas and post religious symbols in school without fear of legal consequence. Rick Perry, the notoriously hyper-Christian governor of the state, is being given the brunt of the credit or blame for this waste-of-time legislation, but I'm not letting the Texas state government off the hook. They had to sign off on it too. So what does this bill mean for the proud citizens of Tejas? Well, it means the majority wins again. It means that the already Christian-soaked state has rendered the secular and non-Christian minority legally defenseless from having religious symbols and propaganda shoved in their faces, even in the secular government schools. The funny thing is that for the stated purpose of ensuring religious freedom, the bill was pointless. You can walk into any public school in the country, and it wouldn't be shocking to find crosses, menorahs, and crescent moons in social studies or world literature classrooms. Around the holidays, any school is likely to have its choir singing Silent Night or angels and St. Nicholas plastered throughout the hallways. Most importantly, the bill has nothing to do with citizens believing or worshiping as they see fit in their own homes. There's just no reason to encourage and protect any and all injection of religion into schools. To be fair, this bill does protect all religious symbols, not just Christian ones. I'm sure the 0.7% of Texas' population that are Muslim feels eternally grateful knowing that all of them who wish to display Muslim symbols won't be sued for it. They will still have their own efforts of religious expression maligned and rejected by most of the intolerant majority, all of whose propaganda is not only considered freedom of speech, but is now specifically protected in Texas in what's supposed to be a secular building. So, they had public education buildings of overwhelmingly Christian majority, wherein, within reason, all religious symbols were tolerated within appropriate context. Now they have educational buildings with massive Christian majorities that no longer require context for religious symbols or propaganda because all of it has legal immunity. According to Perry, the point of this nonsense, which his colleagues describe as a tough issue that he has the guts to face, is that having freedom of religion doesn't mean you have freedom from religion. It's okay to be any religion you want, but you aren't free from religious symbols and propaganda, even in what's supposed to be a secular government building, in what's supposed to be a secular state, in what's supposed to be a secular country. We have freedom of our political choices in this country, but the USA is more divided on politics than it is on religion. Any government or history class is likely to post slogans and images of major political parties right now, but Perry's argument will be just as bad as claiming that students aren't free from politics, and therefore teachers in any class should feel free to smother their students in any amount of political propaganda that they choose. I don't think his Republican colleagues would be so stoked to see Democrat teachers doing that in purple states for high school classrooms. Schools should educate students about things like religion and politics, and teachers should structure non-biased objective lessons, or as objective and non-biased as possible, that expose students to the influences and the platforms thereof within the context of their state curricula. If doing that in any way for religion has ever caused a lawsuit to a teacher, and the teacher is lost, I challenge anyone to cite the court case for me. Tell me when a teacher saying Merry Christmas or putting an angel up in a classroom during the holidays has ever gotten him or her sued. This bill isn't about protecting those situations. It's about removing the need for appropriate context and going too far. There's no reason for a nativity scene to be displayed in a public school, and this bill simply protects overboard practices like that. It's able to welcome other religions to do the same because it doesn't have to worry about the 0.7% of Muslim students trying to display scenes from the Quran in the hallway. Most non-Christians in a Christian-saturated area, especially like Texas, aren't interested in bringing further attention to their religious differences. Most of them just want to be left alone. Lastly, in the Fox News article covering this story, linked below, Republican Rep. Dwayne Bohawk added, "This is just political correctness that's run amok, and our brains have been completely fallen out as a result." Okay, There's nothing offensive about wishing people happy holidays in December instead of exclusively saying Merry Christmas. Perhaps their brains have fallen out to the point that they don't realize that there are people in this country who celebrate holidays other than the Christian one. And even Christians have Christmas and New Year's to celebrate, which makes for multiple holidays. Happy holidays. It's very telling when Christian politicians have to make this kind of an effort to make themselves seem like the oppressed minority. As a U.S. citizen who holds an actual minority position regarding religion, I find it disgusting.